Hi, welcome to another edition of From My Indian Kitchen to Yours. This is Rajshri. Undoubtedly, gulab jamun is the most popular Indian dessert. We make it during big weddings, small parties, during festivals. It's always gulab jamun and then something else. It's so popular, there's a gulab jamun highway in North India. It sounds crazy, right? But I'm not kidding. It's in the Maigalganj village in Lakhimpur district. It's a half a kilometer stretch on the Delhi, Shahjahanpur, Lucknow Highway 24. There are hundreds of shops that serve hot, fluffy gulab jamun. So the people traveling on this highway stop have this delicious gulab jamun that's usually served in earthen, like a pot. And once they eat it, the pots are biodegradable. They just throw it down, smash it, and they continue the travel. Just imagine for a moment if we had a donut highway or a cream cheesecake highway. Kind of cute, right? Today what I'm going to be showing you is not gulab jamun, but kala jamun, which is the culinary cousin of gulab jamun, like many other desserts like pantua, ladikeni, katangi. These all belong very broadly to the gulab jamun family. Kala jamun is a caramelized version of gulab jamun. It's dark in color, almost black. It's crispy on the outside, but really soft in the inside. Many of my cousins from India and wonderful Reva Subra has been asking me for the recipe, so I just thought I'll post a video on how to make kala jamun. The ingredients for the kala jamun are, I have 350 grams of Khoya. It's also known as mawa. So to people who are not familiar with Khoya, this is actually just pure milk, really condensed, and when you keep boiling and boiling, it becomes solid. So, and then I have paneer, which is the Indian cheese. I have 100 grams of it, 3 cups of sugar, quarter cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of semolina, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I have 1 tablespoon of cornflour and saffron, rose water, just some nuts, and then the color. Place the grated Khoya on a cutting board and start to press on the Khoya. You should not knead the Khoya like you would need to make a bread or a pizza. The whole idea is to lock in the milk fats within the dough so we get like a creamy consistency that's needed to make smooth kala jamun. Now place the paneer onto the cutting board and do the same. Use the palm of your hand to press down on the paneer. After you have mixed the Khoya and paneer, add cardamom powder in the middle, and I'm adding whipped cream, but it's not necessary to use whipped cream. You could use a little bit of water. Time to add some flour. I think I said quarter cup. I'm holding back on the quarter cup. I'm probably just using 1/8 cup of flour, and I'm adding a couple of spoons of semolina, and then baking powder, and some little bit of corn flour. I'm adding a little bit of sugar to the dough, and I feel that the dough could use a little bit more moisture, so I add a little bit more of the whipped cream, and I continue to mix the dough. When you stretch the dough, it should come apart easily and not stretch or be elastic. Otherwise, your kala jamun can become very hard. I set aside some dough and added some color and some nuts to it, and that's going to make my filling. And I roll out a little bit of dough and cut into equal pieces, and you can watch me make the actual kala jamun, which is ready to be fried. Roll it into a ball, make a little hole, stuff it with the filling, close the filling,
and make it as smooth as possible. If there are any cracks in the kala jamun, then that's when they start to break apart when you put it in oil. So when you're done rolling, after stuffing, it should be very, very smooth and should not have any cracks. That's the biggest tip I can give you in making the kala jamun. In a white pan, add 3 cups of sugar and equal amount of water to make the syrup. After it's boiled for 3 to 4 minutes, it's time to add the saffron. Be generous with the saffron. That is the one that gives the flavoring to the syrup. Now add some rose water, a tablespoon and a half of rose water. Add half a tablespoon of lemon juice to the sugar syrup to stop it from caramelizing, and keep boiling until you're able to get a string. When you touch the sugar syrup and spread your fingers apart, you should be able to get a string. Use a broad-based dish. Heat up the oil, but here is another biggest tip for kala jamun is the oil should not be very hot when you first drop the kala jamun. Otherwise, it will start to crack and immediately you'll see that it will start to disintegrate. So here is another big tip. Do not use a spatula to move the kala jamun around. Gently shake it around, but do be careful because the oil is very hot. If you use a spatula, you'll break open the skin of the kala jamun, and that's when the crack starts to form. So this is why you need to first gently move the kala jamun around without any spoon or spatula. So here is another important reminder. When you start to see it browning a little bit, you can use a spatula, but do not touch the kala jamun. Just take the oil from around it and kind of drop it gently on the kala jamuns. It is a slow process. It is starting to caramelize now into beautiful dark brown or almost black, but you've got to keep moving it. Now it's reached that desired kala jamun, that black, almost black color. Strain off the oil and drop it in the sugar syrup. Here's this delicious kala jamun soaking in the sugar, saffron and rosewater syrup. Dust it with more nuts and powdered sugar before you present it on the table.